How are you? Hi, I'm J.B. Pritzker, running for governor. How are you doing? J.B. Pritzker. Very nice to meet you.
The next Lieutenant Governor of Juliana Strategy. When Donald Trump attacks our values, I won't stand by. I will be in charge.
Good morning. How are you? I'm J.B. Pritzker. I'm running for governor.
All right. Good morning. Peace and blessings, everybody. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. And I'm back, in full effect. I want to start it off right there, man. Hope everybody having a great morning, man. We're going to dive into it today. And, man, as the title says, this is a message to the Illinois Governor, J.B. Pritzker. And, you know, the reason for this message, as y'all know, I've been giving a lot of smoke to Brandon Johnson. The state of Illinois, in the city of Chicago, the politics, local and state, is very corrupt. And I wanted to start it off with JB, one of his campaign commercials. Looked like a pretty, decent guy. You know what I'm saying? But man, he's just as corrupt as Brandon Johnson, if not more. Recently, he was caught in a picture with a guy that is a part of the non-for-profit, or one of the non-for-profit organizations that they allegedly launder money to act as if they're trying to solve crime. But it's just interesting that the guy he was seen pictured with was wanted in 3 or 4 other states. And 4 days after he got caught with the picture, he was a part of a smash and grab downtown Chicago at Magnificent Mile, evading police with several other individuals. It ends up unaliving an innocent man in a car crash. J.B. Pritzker, seen with that picture with this individual, has since tried to scrub his website of the picture, but hey, it was too late. They caught him up. So, Trump was trying to send the National Guard into Chicago, and he, for good reason. There's a lot of crime going on. There's a lot of things, like what the guy he was pictured with is doing in Chicago. So, you have this organization that's supposed to be called the Peacekeepers, but you got members that are allegedly committing crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, but yeah, we're going to dive off into that, man, because this message to J.B. Pritzker is basically letting you know we see you. You've been giving a lot of smoke to Brandon Johnson, but we see you, bro. And JB, before we get into it, and as always, let's get this under control here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right. So yeah, man, what I want to do is kind of get a little closer look into JB before we get off into the commentary here today. So I have a video here that I would like to present just to give a little backdrop. Not too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like just a little bit of his childhood or something like that. Who is J.B. Pritzker? Let's go.
J.B. Pritzker, the billionaire who carried broken pieces asterisk. You look at him and see a billionaire. A man with wealth, influence, and the power to move policy with a signature. But what most people don't see is the heartbreak he carried long before he ever held a political office. J.B. Pritzker was born into one of the richest families in America. The name Pritzker was powerful, tied to Hyatt hotels and old money. From the outside, it looked like he had everything.
So the Hyatt, his family is the owners of the Hyatt motels and hotel chain. Very prestigious hotel. The family is extremely wealthy, so he comes from wealth. So he had a little, but still, even being a billionaire, he still had some experiences in life early on.
But behind the gates and fortune was a child who faced loss far too early. At just 7 years old, JB's father passed away. That moment didn't just take away his dad, it stole his sense of stability. While other kids were thinking about school trips, he was learning how to grow up fast, how to stay strong for a family already carrying the weight of legacy.
And subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
People think wealth shields you from pain. It doesn't. As he grew older, JB battled with public judgment. He was constantly told he didn't earn anything. That he was just another rich man in politics.
Wow, you know what I'm saying? So, my deepest condolences to J.B. Pritzker, for losing his dad early on. And I know they got to be, some huge shoes to fill, your family being so wealthy and successful, and being a child, they want to, blaze their own trail and lay their own mark. So he just kind of like, let me get off in politics so I have my own identity. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he was a young man that was searching for his own identity, trying to get out his family shadows. Because as men, even if you were, born into a wealthy situation, by nature, men want to have something to claim their own. So I can see JB wanting to be noticed, wanted to be, this is what I've accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably part of the reason that motivated him to get off into politics.
What they didn't see were the sleepless nights he spent building businesses, investing in communities, or his tireless work in early childhood education, all because he remembered what it felt like to lose safety as a child. When Illinois was sinking under political deadlock and economic pressure, JB didn't run away. He stepped forward. He could have stayed in private life, relaxed, quiet, untouched. But he chose to lead, to serve, and to put his reputation on the line. As governor, he pushed for better healthcare access, stronger education, and support for mental health. Not because it was popular, but because he believed that people, no matter their background, deserve to feel protected. J.B. Pritzker isn't just a name. He's a man who lost something deep and turned that pain into policy. He took the shattered pieces of his childhood and tried to build something better for others. That's the kind of leader who doesn't just govern. He understands.
Whose inspiring story of politician would you like?
All right. So JB Pritzker, okay, man. Hey, you know what? We give the good and the bad over here, man. Sound like, he had good intentions, but Illinois, like I said, is so corrupt. Sometimes you get caught in the rapture. I mean, how many governors in Illinois have went to prison? You know what I'm saying? It's, politicians in Illinois, a lot of them end up going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. But, with all that being said, man, he's been in office maybe about a good 6 years now. And the state of Illinois has as it's always been, if not worse. You being a billionaire, bro, I'm just saying. Illegal immigration as of lately, with the Biden-Harris administration that just got out of office, has went through the meat racks. And Trump is here to clean up house and get the illegal immigrants out of the country. But J.B. Pritzker, being a sanctuary state, Trump got in office and extended the olive branch to all major sanctuary cities and states, saying, hey, let's work together. And J.B. Pritzker has, from the beginning, vehemently denied to work with Donald Trump. And that has the Trump administration and the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago off to a horrible start since January. And I just want to bring up some stuff from maybe like when Trump first got in office to kind of illustrate where we are now. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. Dang, did I lose that? Dang, my bad. I think I did. Dang. So cancel that. I think I accidentally deleted that. And I set myself up good. I'm gonna try to bring it up now. But on the flip side of things, man, you gotta look at it like this, man. I'm gonna try to bring that up right quick. Y'all bear with me. But yeah, man, the sanctuary city stuff in the Trump administration right now, with the whole National Guard and all of that, it just really went bad. So now, we have the situation that we have, with Trump. He says he's going to Memphis instead. And he's still saying that he might come back through, though. Still saying he might come back through. Oh, man, I think I accidentally done. I don't know what I did with that dang old video. It was a good video, too. Wow. But, hey, I'm going to just try to find another one. It's just to show, like, man, this is about, just basically illustrating where we are at with the Trump administration and the in the state of Illinois, man. So sorry for the delay. I accidentally deleted it, and it was such a great setup. But this is Pritzker and his position with the Trump administration. They off to a horrible start. And that's unfortunate. But let's hear what he has to say.
Now, this afternoon, I sat down with Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker to talk about what is happening on the ground, what he's seeing, what he knows, what tools he has to fight back, and what Trump's ultimate goal is.
Governor Pritzker, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me today. I really appreciate it.
Great to be with you.
So as we sit here today, there are visible preparations in Chicago, including fencing near the downtown buildings and Homeland Security vehicles set up. One of the challenges you've talked about is the lack of communication from the president and from the White House about what exactly they're preparing. Have you heard anything more directly from them?
No. which is shocking, really. The federal government not communicating with state government about what is supposed to be a law enforcement action by them. That's unheard of, really. And I've been governor since the Trump first term and through the Biden term and now in this term. And I've never seen anything like this. And frankly, the former governors that I've talked to, Republicans and Democrats in Illinois have said they haven't seen anything like this either. So it's a kind of a frightening development in the history of the country that you have a federal government not communicating with state government about something like this.
As much as they're saying things on television, which is what people are hearing. There's been reports that they have been in touch at some level with local police or local law enforcement. What are you preparing for in terms of the scope of this?
Well, we did get one call finally. This is after weeks of Donald Trump threatening and saying he's sending troops in and not telling us exactly what their plan is. But we got one call from this fellow, Gregory Bovino, who's a leader at Customs and Border Patrol and ICE. And he's the one who caused a lot of the mayhem in Los Angeles. He is apparently leading the effort to come into Chicago. And he called our state police and let us know, let our state police director know only that they are coming and that they intend to be in place by the end of this week. And that's it. They didn't tell us how many. They didn't tell us what actions they're going to take. They didn't tell us what neighborhoods.
Now, mind you, this was like 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? But it was a finesse. Trump was just checking their temperature. And then what we saw in the city of Chicago were salt trucks put up, all type of, barricades to block out the National Guard. But since then, ICE is here, though. So the National Guard not here, but ICE is doing things. But, Trump is playing chess with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And JB Pritzker, my message to you is, we see you, bro. Now, you got all this smoke for wanting to keep law enforcement up out of Chicago, up out of Illinois, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just funny to me, and we could stop that right there. It's just funny to me that you'll find yourself asking the administration for millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to fund these groups and organizations that are supposed to be fighting crime in the city, but you're pictured with members that are out here committing heinous crimes. So my assessment is that you are well aware of people that are committing the crimes. You are in cahoots, allegedly, with these people, these individuals, and you know exactly what's going on. You don't want the federal government to come into the state, to come into the city, because they might uncover the corruption that you allegedly are a part of. Because there's no way you could tell me that you are a governor and you have not vetted people that you are putting in place to secure the neighborhood. There's no way you did not know these people were involved or have open warrants, or you don't vet anybody. Now, what we're going to do here is dive into one of the organizations called the Peacekeepers. So, Governor Pritzker, let's get a let's get a little bit of information on the Peacekeeper organization. You have several. These are just one of them that you need the federal funding for to allegedly money launder off of taxpaying citizens, that they really don't do nothing in the community, but they get all this money. These are your friends in the city that you send money to, millions of dollars to, that supposed to be stopping crime.
Violence interrupters. They're people assigned to look for conflicts in different communities in Chicago and also some suburbs.
Today, a new report details the impact of their peacekeeping work. Our Lauren Victory is here with a look at the data, Lauren.
Well, Joe and Erica, stats from the city show shootings are down. Violence interrupters are partly responsible for that, according to research from Northwestern.
Today's is honestly.
According to research from a university called Northwestern, violence is down. Do you see these talking points? These are the same talking points that all these liberal cities with high crime rates use. Oh, crime is down. Exactly.
Honestly, a chance to say thank you.
Former U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan is expressing gratitude to all these people in orange and yellow. They're called peacekeepers.
Every time we save a life or bring or stop something, I'm gratified.
Jamon Crawford's work reduces the amount of times we see crime scenes like this. He gives an example.
At the liquor store, we had two teenagers. One had a knife, was trying to cut the other one. And by us pulling up, we was able to mediate the situation.
Similar.
You was at a liquor store. Y'all pulled up. You hear this? And two teenagers, one got a knife, about to stab the other one. This what we paying millions of dollars for? People walking around in safety vests, regular people walking around safety vests, pulling up to liquor stores, stopping two teenagers from stabbing each other. This is what the governor is investing millions of dollars into. Interesting.
Instances of peacekeeping in Chicago and the suburbs happened more than 2,100 times between July 2023 and December 2024. Those tense situations where violence interrupters intervened were resolved almost 70% of the time. That's according to a data analysis by Northwestern's Center for Neighborhood Engaged Research and Science.
Well, let me just start with the headline. There is a clear correlation between the work of peacekeepers and the declines in gun violence at hotspots and their surrounding communities.
Communities including Harvey and other south suburbs.
Calumet City, Markham.
Dominique Jasmine Smith coordinates the dispatch of more than 60 peacekeepers outside Chicago.
I ain't never heard of this organization prior to this situation. I don't know nobody that ever talked about these people. Never seen them. You know what I'm saying? Never seen no peacekeepers anywhere in the city of Chicago. I just want to put that out there too. Where are these people? And I be in all these areas that they just named.
Limits.
So the reality is that the things that take place in the city are the same things that are taking place in the suburbs, whether that pertains to violence, whether that pertains to mental health concerns.
That's a fact. What she just said is a fact. It's the same thing going on. The suburbs, just at a little lower rate than the city, but it's all bad. The south suburbs, man, you got to be careful in the south suburbs of Chicago. The west suburbs, you just got to be careful throughout the whole Chicagoland area. That's why I'm interested to know why I've never heard of this organization. None of my people never heard of these people. Strange.
Applause, free lunch, and photo op felt good for the hundreds of peacekeepers.
Saw Brandon Johnson over there. Stood over there with the mohawk. Yeah, buddy. You know he over there smiling with the peacekeepers. You know he over there, Brandon Johnson over there smiling with the peacekeepers. His big homie, you know what I'm saying, JB Pritzker. They got another check through the peacekeepers. So yeah, he's smiling. His big homie, I call them Dumb and Dumber. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Johnson and JB, Dumb and Dumber. You didn't want the National Guard to come into the city, but these are the people that's supposed to stop crime in Chicago. We're walking around with safety vests like they about to go work at a construction site. Gonna tell some people, some YNs, man, y'all need to put the guns down. You walking up with a safety vest, bro. Are you serious?
Felt good for the hundreds of peacekeepers on hand. Underneath it all, a concern if the stats can continue moving in the right direction.
to actually verbally express their appreciation. It means a lot to us, but we want to make sure that they continue to show us appreciation by fighting and securing those funds. And
what? Securing what? Hold on. What she say? Securing them funds, right? Hold on now.
Fighting and securing those funds and
What? Run it back one more time.
Appreciation by fighting and securing those funds and resources to help us to keep doing the work.
They need them funds and them resources so they can keep sitting at these meetings doing nothing. They walk down the street, go to the liquor store to get them a 40 ounce and see two shorties sitting up there about to stab each other. They just they ain't doing no investigative work. They just happen to be outside and see some drama and try to, hey, y'all knock it off. Man, get up out of here, man. Like, who y'all fooling, man?
So those Northwestern researchers looked at more than 200 hotspots where peacekeepers are stationed. They found a 41% drop in violence in those specific locations.
It's important work, for sure. It's great to see them getting this recognition, too.
Right.
Definitely, and they're really proud of it.
Yeah.
Significant results.
Thanks,
Thank you.
All right. Now, you see that nonsense, right? Like, this is who we are in Chicago right now. The peacekeepers, right? The study and everything was great. Oh, everything is great. You know what I'm saying? But I was just curious to want to know. JB Pritzker, get over here. Get over here. How much are you giving these people, taxpaying citizens in Illinois would like to know? Inquiry minds would like to know. JB Pritzker, get over here. Like, cause they talk about this 41. Who gonna stop doing some crime if a YN, rolling around with a switch, they're like, oh no, we ain't finna blow at them, man. Cause look at them dudes over there in them safety vests. These ain't no damn police officers. They regular people with safety vests on. What YN gonna not do what they came to do because they see a group of people with some safety vests on? This is the dumbest. Listen. So I wanted to know how much money y'all paid for them safety vests. Because that's about the only thing that seemed to cost some money, except for the little meeting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had to book the venue to make it seem like y'all doing something so y'all could get y'all check. So, yeah. How much is they getting? The state of Illinois plan to provide approximately $30 million. $30 million out. 30 for the Peacekeepers program in the fiscal year 2024, July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. So for a year, they got $30 million. Through Federal American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA funds, the funds administered by the Illinois Department of Human Services. Wow, 30 mil are intended for community groups to implement violence reduction strategies through integrated behavior, health, and economic opportunities. Around 30 million for the year. Woo! That's a lot of money to put on a safety vest. I'm in the wrong profession. I wear a safety vest too. Damn. This is crazy, bro. But then, y'all around here telling President Trump, man, run that check. We don't need National Guard, but run that check. And you see why Trump say, hell no, I ain't running no check. So you can give it away to people sitting on the corner with a safety vest on. That's why he ain't. Y'all want that 800 million from Trump for crime prevention. What kind of crime prevention are we giving you $800 million for? You see why Trump ain't gave it to you, JB Pritzker? Because what is this? Peacekeepers? Man, ain't nobody giving you no 800 million for that. I wouldn't give you that either. Because I know what you're doing with the money, bro. It's so painfully obvious. In the history of crime in Illinois, the politicians are corrupt. And you sitting up here telling the president, we not going to work with you on illegal immigration. Your mayor of Chicago signing executive orders so police are instructed not to work with the federal agents, ICE or National Guard, but you expect them to give you $800 million for janky ass programs like peacekeepers. And I'm gonna show you why it's janky. I'm gonna show you why it's janky. Hold on. Let me give me a second, man. I need a new mouse, man. This mouse ain't working, man. Okay, share screen. Let me show you something. Now, this is the infamous peacekeeper photo that's gonna be in this video. Pay attention to this. This is how he get popped off.
Man charged in a fatal crash and grab on Michigan Avenue last week posed for a picture with Governor J.B. Pritzker just a few days prior.
Yeah, he was in the role of peacekeeper. WGN's Christine Flores is here now. Peacekeeper. Christine, he faces charges not just from this, but another incident as well. So there's a disconnect here.
Yeah, Ray and Micah. So he actually has warrants out for his arrest in 3 other states. Exactly what he's wanted for is not clear at this time. But here locally, he was one of 7 people charged in that Mag Mile incident that claimed the life of an innocent man. Less than a week before that incident, the man was praised by Governor Pritzker for his work as a peacekeeper. The pair even posed for a picture. This image shows Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker posing.
Now, this is the guy that he was posed with that ended up in the smash and grab 4 days later. At the time of this picture, he was wanted in 4 states. You don't know who you standing next to, bro? You mean to tell me you want $800 million so you and your buddy next to you right here can wash that money up? And then what? Listen, let's continue.
For a picture with Kellen McMiller on September 5th, where the governor met with peacekeepers in Englewood. In an attached press release that day, the governor's team called the group trusted messengers in the community.
They are doing work that nobody else can do because they're the only ones with the trust and the respect in those communities to do that.
Peter Cunningham is senior advisor for Chicago CRED, a nonprofit working to reduce gun violence in the city. They lead the Peacekeepers program.
This is a program that intentionally recruits people at high risk to try and stop shootings. So we know that these guys are justice involved. We know that many of them are traumatized. And so we accept the fact that some of them are probably going to make bad choices.
What? Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. What? So this dude, you know some of them going to make bad choices. If you know some of them going to make bad choices, why are you putting why you put them in position to be somewhat of a authority in the community? You know, you give them this title, oh, y'all part of this organization. How are you working with the government to protect the community? See, Magnificent Mile, downtown Chicago, is if not the most prestigious area in Chicago. It's a tourist attraction. People feeling so comfortable to go down there and ram pickup trucks through the front window of jewelry stores. You would actually have to be tapped in with somebody like the governor and the mayor to feel so comfortable to even do something like that. The only reason I'm alleging that these people is doing that is because they know the government in the mayor and the government in Illinois is not going to do nothing. Allegedly, they knew that. because you got people like this dude that's in position that's watching they back. Oh no, we're gonna make sure the police ain't down there. Go on, do y'all thing. We need the crime to continue so we can keep getting the funding. So these people put in a position with these safety vests on, yeah, go ahead, do some smash and grabs. But where they messed up at is getting into the accident and that man lost his life. You can't cover that up.
But for the most part, these people are saving lives every day.
Fast forward to 6 days later, where Kellen McMiller is one of 7 people charged in a crash and grab burglary at the Louis Vuitton store along the Magnificent Mile.
They breaking in Louis Vuitton, bro. Downtown Magnificent Mile. Part of the Peacekeepers. Is it sinking in? JB Pritzker. Come on, bro. These your people. It's a wonder why you don't want the National Guard here snooping around. It's a wonder why you don't want Trump coming to the city cleaning up the streets. Because you need the crime to continue so you can keep getting your funding. Because if it ain't no crime, well, your funding, what you need funding for. So you really ain't, see, y'all really ain't trying to do nothing about the crime that's going on because y'all need it. Y'all perpetuate it. Y'all endorse it.
Mile on September 11th. Prosecutors claim the group backed a pickup truck into the store, shattering a glass window. Police say several men entered the store taking merchandise and returning to getaway cars. One of those vehicles was a Kia Stinger that crashed into a Honda CR-V near the intersection of East Ohio.
Now, if this didn't happen, if that man didn't lose his life because they ran into him, wouldn't have none of this, they would have never got this. This wouldn't have never even been a thing. They've been doing this so much downtown Chicago lately, it's become the norm. Businesses are leaving. They destroying the city. Like a lot of vendors, they don't feel safe. So they're going to take their business elsewhere. They got the money to move around. They are destroying the city of Chicago for greed.
Ohio Street and Michigan Avenue, claiming the life of 40-year-old Mark Arcetta, an innocent bystander who was on his way to work.
It is heartbreaking. I mean, he obviously made a bad choice. He was...
What? Oh, he obviously made a bad choice. He tried to rob a jewelry store and end up unaliving another dude. You know, he made a bad choice, man. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Come on. It's a good guy. He was in a picture with the governor, for God's sakes. I mean, he made a mistake. Okay? Get off his back. He had a rough life. You know? And that's why we're here for the peacekeepers, to protect the community. You know? We're going to pull some strings, make sure he doesn't do a lot of time. He'll probably be out doing the same thing tomorrow. Who cares, man?
We don't know exactly what happened yet, and the case will play out in court as it's supposed to. But it's unfortunate. But it shouldn't really tarnish the impact that this program has had.
What? Hey man, this dude right here is unbelievable, bro. It shouldn't tarnish the organization when you got a member of it sitting next to the governor of Illinois with open warrants in 4 different states, and then turn around a couple days later, pull off a dang on smash and grab and get caught because they ran. I mean, y'all unalive somebody running from a smash and grab, but you a part of an organization that's government funded. We just saw 30 mil. It shouldn't look bad on the organization. You know, he just made a mistake. What?
Having citywide.
The governor's office responded to the picture with McMiller, which has now been removed from their website by saying, We were extremely troubled to learn that this individual was arrested for his alleged involvement in this serious crime, and we expect them to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, I bet, JB. I bet.
The governor will keep doing everything in his power to fight crime, keep our neighborhoods safe, and support community violence intervention.
We're going to keep, as long as the state is supporting it, we're going to keep doing it because these guys are part of the solution.
Man, this dude is insufferable. He can't be serious, bro. Like, that dude is ridiculous, bro. Like, yeah, they're having a positive effect in the community. Like, man, dog, man, I got dizzy listening to him. Like,
McMiller was charged with one count of burglary, theft, and also value between $500,000 and $1 million. Now, he was due in court today, but did not appear as he is still in the hospital. And guys, his next court appearance is this coming Monday.
Dog. Hold on, let me stop that. Y'all see this, man? JP Pritzker, man. What's up with your boy? Hey, man. Between you and Brandon Johnson, bro, man, I can't call it. House full of alcoholics. I can't call it, man. Y'all some rough individuals, man. Y'all rough, bro. This is a message to Illinois Governor JP Pritzker. Whew. But you think about all the money, man, that I don't know how long, and this ain't the only organization, but this is just to solidify what we said. They get these non-for-profit organizations, they get the funding for it, and they launder the money through it. You know what I'm saying? All they do is, get the money, act like they having some meetings, look like they're a construction company with all the safety vests on, and they dice up a check, and they go back home to their regular life, man. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it, bro, is the innocent always get hurt in this situation, bro. Let's take a deeper look at the guy that was unalive, man. Rest in peace to this brother, man. It's sad, man. Just had a brand new baby.
Smash and grab on Chicago's Mag Mile turned deadly yesterday. Tonight, we're learning more about the innocent victim. Police say the suspects hit and killed while leaving the scene. WGN's Courtney Spinelli reports from Michigan and Ohio, where this happened.
Family members say Mark Arcetta was on his way to his last shift before paternity leave when he was hit and killed yesterday. I spoke with his girlfriend by phone today from her hospital bed as she was getting ready to welcome their second child.
Thanks so very good partner and a very good dad.
A man who couldn't wait for this.
Bro, his wife is in the hospital giving birth and just lost her husband. But y'all organization is helping the community, bro. Really? JB Pritzker. This what your organization, this what your greed has created. Sad, bro.
This next chapter of his life.
He was so excited because it's going to be a boy.
Roanne Masankai says her partner was selfless, kind, and loved basketball, a passion he couldn't wait to share with his son. Longtime friends of 40-year-old Mark Arcetta, lovingly known as Kaloy, say his kindness knew no limits.
Just for him to just be gone in an instant kind of, is affecting the whole community.
Police say the crime spree started around 5 Thursday morning when a group of suspects used a pickup truck to smash into the nearby Louis Vuitton store. Sources say they stole close to $180,000 in merchandise before taking off in multiple getaway cars. 5 suspects allegedly in this Kia Stinger, believed to be going over 80 miles an hour when they slammed into Arcetta's Honda CR-V.
Just doing his thing, just to provide for his family, and it's it's just a tragedy.
5 people were taken into custody at the scene, another 2 after a separate crash several miles away.
Man, side note, man, you know why I am so passionate about this type of stuff, man? You know why I'm so passionate about this type of stuff? Because I experienced this in real time. Back in 2018, my cousin and I were driving in Chicago. You know, he had his wife. They were sitting in the back seat. I had a friend of mine in the front seat. We was on our way to the lakefront. We went down Stony Island, past Jackson Park, and we noticed that somebody was pulled over. Now, when I say my cousin, man, this was more like my brother since birth. You know what I'm saying? Like, inseparable as children. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine, bro. Like, this was my best friend in the whole wide world. Family, all that. And, you know, I was going to go home, but he was like, no, cuz, you know, you work all the time. I be working, man. We finally get a chance to kick it, man, like old times. You know, when you get older, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't hang out as much with your family. So it's like, yeah, I miss cuz. Hey, man, the rest of the guys at the lake, man. All right, man, I'm tired, but come on, cuz. You know what I'm saying? In route, we see a car pulled over. Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of police. Like, dang, they got Buddy hemmed up. We not knowing that the guy that's hemmed up just got bonded out that day for a murder or something like that. Like he was just in there for like something crazy and got bonded out for like something like $10,000 or something. I don't know if they, you know, put up some collateral or what, how he got bonded out or what have you. But he had just got bonded out, supposed to be in the house on house arrest, but he rolling around in the streets. So we make it, you know, maybe about a mile and a half up the road, and boom, somebody ran into the back of us. You know, the guy back there, later did we find out, he ran from the police because he didn't want to go back to jail because he wasn't supposed to be outside. He riding around in a rental, you know. When they hit us going 80 miles per hour. You know, ran dead in the back of me. Spit me off into a tree. And let's just say my cousin didn't make it, man. Didn't make it. These relaxed laws in the city of Chicago let this dude out of prison, out of jail rather, for something that his bond should have never been lower for to begin with. You got dangerous people just out here taking people away. Like my cousin had like 6 kids, man, and a wife. You know, this is why I'm this passionate. This part of the reason why I'm this passionate about situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this don't need to happen. People out here doing crazy stuff, a danger to innocent people, man. Get them off the streets, keep them off the streets, my mentality. Otherwise, my cousin will still be here. Now, here it is, that man was out on bond for an unaliving, and then now you got a vehicular homicide. This was 2018. Lost my brother, bro. You know, with the same type of, you know, hit and run type situation.
Sources close to the investigation say it didn't stop there. One suspect allegedly escaping custody, running off while officers were bringing him into lockup at the 19th Police District. Witnesses tell WGN the suspect jumped a fence and tried to break into a home before he was caught by officers near West School Street and North Claremont Avenue.
He was a man of peace. He didn't like any of that violence.
A cruel irony for a victim who lived his life opposite of the way it ended. As his family and friends prepare to navigate what comes next, his Northwestern University colleagues gathering to lay a memorial of flowers, messages, and photos.
For the people who did this to him, I hope they get what they deserve because they don't know what they took from me.
It's going to be hard, to go through life without him.
Charges have not yet been announced against the suspects taken into custody, but I'm told the investigation remains active and ongoing. In the meantime, a GoFundMe has been set up to help the victim's family. Along the Mag Mile tonight, I'm Courtney Spinelli, WGN News.
Smash and grab on Chicago's Mag Mile.
All right. So we can stop there right there, man. Man, sad, man. Rest in peace to that man. Condolences to the family, his children, his wife, his mom, everybody, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the unfortunate part of this situation, man. People that lose their life, they didn't have nothing to do with nothing, just minding their business, man. It's always the innocent ones that pay the ultimate price. You know what I'm saying? The situation with my cuz, when they hit us, spent us off into a tree, boom, we got hit in the back, they hit right where cuz was sitting at in the back. His wife, had a broken leg. The girl in the passenger side had like a broken arm. I was the only one that didn't have any major injuries or anything like that. I barely had a scratch on me. I was driving. You know what I'm saying? And that man wouldn't have been on the streets if, under normal circumstances, his bond wasn't reduced. He didn't have a bond at first. But, be that as it may, that is why Governor Pritzker, I am adamant about the corruption that's going on in the city of Chicago. Y'all just don't get it, man. Dumb and Dumber. Mayor Brandon Johnson, Governor Pritzker. The whole situation with this money laundering with these organizations, that's why y'all don't want the National Guard here to clean up the crime. Because your skeleton's going to fall about y'all closet. I believe, allegedly, that y'all are perpetuating a lot of this. We know the politics in Chicago is corrupt. But Governor Pritzker, my message to you is, we see you. We see you. Well, with that, it's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Until next time, we should see you soon. Peace and blessings. Hold on, man. Let me get my I don't know if I can. See, they playing, man. Can't even get to my little demo. All right, I ain't gonna keep y'all no longer, man. Normally have my little thank you sign, but I just tell you, thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Until next time, we should see you soon. Peace and blessings.